I know that, yeah.
There's been
periods in time where people have said to myself, Rory, and to you last season that, Chelsea are in a relegation battle, or Spurs United are in and really, you're like, well, not really, we're going to be fine.
No, we are.
Yeah. Also, you can't. It's so difficult to even think about who you get in now, Flav. That's the problem. Well, like, do you know who you want?
Yeah, I've got some ideas about managers that I want, but they're not going to come in now.
Right.
So we have to figure out an interim situation, whether that would be...
Who's looking... Because, you know, when it's United, everyone starts pulling out Carrick and Fletcher, Ruud van Nistelrooy. Who are the names that are being spoken about?
Well, I don't know.
Interim?
Yeah, there's Ryan Mason that's been linked. He's just left West Brom. He's done it twice already. He didn't do it awfully. But there is talk about Robbie Keane. He's been managing Frank
Barras.
Yeah.
Crazy. Let's start at the very beginning here. Thomas Frank has gone. Do you think that's the right decision?
Yeah.
Like, what went so wrong for him?
It started back at Arsenal when we set up the way we did. 5 at the back, 2 screening midfielders. Just can't do that. It was an embarrassing way to set up against them.
And then to lose 4-1 as well. Like, you can kind of just about get away with it if you then nick a point.
Yeah, exactly right. So, but we didn't. We just, you saw what happened. And then 5 days later, was it, Chelsea came in, we were just completely humbled by Chelsea. So that was a problem. It was also his style of play was complete opposite of what you'd want to go and pay to watch. So he has issues with that as well. But largely, I am relatively sympathetic to him. And that's because our injury crisis is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that the injury problem is an issue. Also, when you look at your attack, it's so bad. And that's primarily because, like, the players that I don't necessarily rate them that highly, but Kulusevski, Maddison, they are your creative presence, aren't they? And they're just not available.
They're not available. Kulusevski, we don't know when he's going to come back. It was a knock that was supposed to keep him out for a week, and he hasn't played in 9 months. I'm not convinced he'll ever play again. Such is the way things have gone about his recovery. Maddison obviously done his ACL. Odebear just this week, another ACL. So we've got that, and that's the part what makes me really worried about the league. Is doesn't matter who comes in. We've got 11 first-team players, 12 maybe. And
it's players that aren't really cut out for a relegation.
They're not fighters, are they? Like, the one thing that Tottenham aren't, particularly this version of Tottenham, like, they're not what they should be. Like, Tottenham's supposed to be like a beautiful team. They're not that. But they haven't got that about them either. Like I said, when I spoke about this, about who they should get in, I was like, what they need, they just need somebody who is like the most functional manager. Because what they can't do, like I saw that it was like De Zerbi linked.
Well, he's left today.
That feels wrong
for Marseille.
He's not going to keep you up, is he?
He's too
like
good
a summer manager, isn't he? Like
he's a very good manager, and Tottenham wanted him before, didn't they? Tottenham wanted De Zerbi before they got Postecoglou.
He's left Marseille in chaos.
Has he?
Like, it's mental what's gone on there. Like the fallout to him.
De Zerbi's not the manager I think you lot should go for right now. You need stability. That's the thing.
I mean, the answer
and someone to stay up. De Zerbi's probably for someone looking forward, but right now, De Zerbi had him for the last couple. No, I don't think he's. I don't think he's the man for.
It was Pochettino is the one. Pochettino is the one, and he's.
But it's not the one.
He is for us.
The American manager.
No, once after the World Cup.
No,
this is the point.
We have
right
to look
now.
at right now. You're in a relegation battle.
Yeah, no, it's true. And so you think who can get a result out of these players? And I don't know the answer. I'm worried.
Can I suggest?
Is it a Ryan Mason? Is it?
Perhaps.
Has it gone though? Like, regardless of that, has it gone? Like, in the dressing room, obviously Romero speaking the way that he did, I thought he got that wrong. I thought it was undermining for the manager the way that he spoke. Even if he's right, he's wrong. It's not his place to say it, Romero.
For those that aren't sure, what did Romero actually say?
He said that I can't remember exactly verbatim, but he said that the word in signing, it was a disgrace. The fact that we only had 14 fit players, the state of the squad was a disgrace. And now disgracia in Spanish can mean a disgrace, but it also can mean unfortunate. So we don't know which he meant.
Oh, okay.
But
you don't know how you interpreted it.
Based on his previous actions, like he's saying there's liars at the club that only come out when we win. This is after he signed a contract.
When he said that, before he got sent off, were the fan base pretty much with him?
Yeah.
No, but that's why it's so disingenuous what he's done, Romero. Because he's playing to the crowd. He knows exactly what he's doing. He says that the fans will back him because the fans agree with him.
Yeah.
But it's so undermining for the manager.
Wouldn't you admire that from a Chelsea
No,
captain?
because it's not his place to say it. His responsibility at the club is to make sure that the club stop conceding goals, stop getting sent off. His responsibility is to make sure that they're not in this match.
Also, captains also have a leadership responsibility, and I've seen as the leadership of the group, it may have been that he was speaking on behalf of the squad and the position they feel they've been put into.
It would have been,
and he could have been echoing the thoughts of the dressing room, which then.
Look, I think it's appalling that the player has come out and spoken.
But it could also be a shot at the manager, though.
It gets the manager sacked because the club, the ownership of the club, this manager hasn't got control of his players.
No, he didn't have control of the players. Now, so this is going to sound mental, right? But this is as reported by Matt Law in the Telegraph that Frank would constantly use Arsenal as a reference point when educating his players about what they should be doing. And then it quickly. Look how good what they're doing. Look at this. This is how you should be.
Yes.
And the players apparently got fed up of it very quickly. Then you had the cup incident with the Arsenal thing, which in itself you can understand it's not great, but you can understand how it happens. It's not that big a deal. But all this stuff coming out now is that he didn't have the dressing room at all.
Also, it was a Bournemouth Cup. No one cares.
Flav, when he first came in, did you think that this job was a bit too big for him to begin with?
I think we discussed it on here.
I said they were going to finish 5th.
Yeah, I felt like
So he was happy with the manager then.
I would say I was happy. Yeah,
I thought it was a decent appointment.
But in hindsight, with the 8 months of being manager, it's clear that it was
I think it's a bit of both for me. From the outside looking in, I think obviously they've got loads of injuries. It's unfortunate they've got loads of injuries this season. Yeah, but there's some results I do look at and I think, okay, bearing in mind that you've got injuries, but there's certain results that Thomas Frank could have coached a result out of these players. Like there's some games that you lot just lost. Like you was losing, example, 2-1 to Wolves. You scored last minute, Paulinho. That shouldn't be happening, regardless of the players that's injured. Like you should.
I also think you look at the players that they've got, and I know now. And look, the injury crisis, of course, that's going to have a huge impact on the team. But you look at some of the talent they've got at their disposal: Xavi Simons, Matic Telles, Kolomuani, sorry. These are players that were highly sought after. United were linked with Matic Telles for a long time. That's not to say that means they should be a success, but from what we're seeing of these players at the moment, there's clearly
Frank
more to be had.
No, but they're rubbish.
We only look at that now. When they signed Xavi Simons, they were saying it was better than signing Eze.
Not one player from Tottenham's front six getting any other team in the top six. Not one player.
I agree with that to an extent.
I
also
fit?
Yeah, fit. Best day.
Maddison gets in.
In what?
Maddison
he's not better than Bruno.
He's better than Odegaard.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, don't do
the disrespect that Maddison gets, especially from you.
No, mate.
He's
Hang
unreal.
on. This isn't me being biased.
It is whatever you say about Maddison is you being biased.
You honestly believe? No, I'm not, because I've got no love for Arsenal and no love for Odegaard. You don't honestly think James Maddison's a better footballer than Martin Odegaard?
He's not better. He's not.
That's mental.
He hasn't created more chances than him.
Categorically.
Has he's got 15 goals in the season?
Isn't it?
How many goals in the season?
So wait, you think that James Maddison, if he was fit, would be starting for this Arsenal team at the top of the league?
No chance.
Yeah, categorically.
No. He's still got to fight Eze for a space.
So should surely he be playing for England as well then?
Should be.
What the fuck?
So what's going on then?
He's got an ACL.
Okay, cool.
No.
We'll wait and see. But anyway,
he probably won't come back the same player. But you're right. Rubbish is too much, right? But limited is fair.
Yeah.
And Matis Tell, Odegaard are rough and raw and not ready players. Yeah. They're fine for part of a squad off the bench, blood them in. But as it stands, they've got to start for Spurs. And Odegaard has just done his ACL yesterday, so he's out for a year.
What are the things that Thomas Frank could have done better?
So what the improvements we saw in the last month was the attacking output improved significantly, right? We were hitting the target. We were going for teams. We were, you saw, even in the first...
You had a 15-minute spell at United where you should have scored.
But obviously the red card changed everything. But those little moments, we had to pick them when they came. But like, actually, I see there might be light.
Can I just say that? And again, I was kind of... saying that maybe it would turn good for him. But we had that under Amorim a lot.
Yeah.
Where at times it would look like it's...
So you have...
I think
to
it's
stay
just because
sane.
you have good players, right?
Yeah, and you'll have moments
and
spells rather than it being deliberate.
Yeah.
But as a fan, when you're watching it, when you was watching Amorim, you have to hold on to these green shoots. Otherwise, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So There was moments like that, but it's just clear that I think he lost the dressing room. That's what it is, and the players weren't really playing for him. And behind the scenes, what you have to acknowledge at Spurs is that Daniel Levy was Tottenham Hotspur. He was the institution. He created that club in his own image, effectively, and he was influential to the point where really no one else mattered. He left. He was forced out by the Lewis family. Then you've got Paratici, who's been brought in as a sporting director, has then gone, actually, I want to go. And then you've also got a situation where Vinay Venkatesham is running the football club in a role that he wasn't brought in to do. So there's been massive change behind the scenes. Then in January, he isn't backed, Frank. Right? You've got Conor Gallagher through the door, but you've sold Brennan Johnson, and that's it. And a young Brazilian left back. So I'm really I'm conscious of the fact that Frank.
What were the expectations of the board for him this year?
So the board come out and said we've injected £100 million of cash into the football club, which is a significant amount.
Not into the football team, into the club.
No, into the team for player acquisition and maybe a bit of money on.
That's because you made Champions League, right?
It was a statement of intent from them. They were getting rid of Daniel Levy, and they're bringing in this money, and then you're hearing the sort of propaganda from Vinay Venkatesham and Langer, who's a supporting director, going, we are going to be aggressive in the transfer market. Frank said the exact same thing, and we weren't aggressive, the opposite. Now, you can be sympathetic, because in January, how much business is done? 33 transfers were done in the whole of January.
Thomas Frank comes from a club where the recruitment was massive in terms of the success that he had.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the recruitment at Spurs has been...
I think the problem.
However, like, this is all insulating Frank from criticism, isn't it? Like, whatever you think,
partly responsible for.
Yeah, but whatever you think of the squad or the frailties of the squad or the lack of support, however bad I think this Tottenham team are, they're not this bad. No. Like, I think that you've probably got the ninth. I think you should finish 9th.
Well, everyone said Van der Ven and Romero were one of, if not the best.
Yeah,
but not the squad that we've got now, isn't that?
But surely, because of the injuries. Yeah, okay, but ultimately, Tottenham should be dreaming of qualifying for Europe.
Impossible with what's happened this season. Impossible.
So then, why sack Frank? Why is it the right decision to sack Frank?
Well, that was the conversation. Yeah. It was that can you get an interim manager that was better than Thomas Frank? The answer is no. But can Thomas Frank manage Tottenham when the players are seemingly not paying for him?
Have you not lost the dressing room is still there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Flav, are you generally worried that you could go down, or do you?
I know you're not happy to say that you're worried about.
I'm not worried about.
I'm genuinely concerned. I'm worried. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to be.
Do you think
you'd be an idiot.
Do you think this new manager bounce will do you a favour though? Because you pick up some points against Arsenal, you get some points that you wouldn't have got under Frank, and all of a sudden you'll move away from it.
I think the new manager bounce it will be negated massively by the players available to. The new manager. I think is going to.
But struggle. Is there anything that the manager could change where you don't need new play? In just how they speak to the fans, how they speak to the team, kind of the message that they send.
If he was like 10 years younger, like Harry Redknapp coming in would be the right thing. Just get your arm around.
Is he the right thing anyway?
I just feel
Harry Redknapp's got to be 80.
Yeah.
Does that matter?
Harry Redknapp is not. It's not.
Do you feel like my response to that?
Again, it's Stone Age, respectfully.
I'd love Harry Redknapp back in football.
Yeah. My response to
Spurs,
I would love it. He's their best manager over the past 2 decades.
Come on, bro.
No, Pochettino. But he was great. The football was great. But when he walks into that dressing room as an 88-year-old man, are those players going to respond to him?
He could just be the mouthpiece, though, and get the coaches to do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not
the guy that's rallying the troops.
No.
80 years old, though.
Is he 80?
No, he is 80. He's got to be.
There's Teddy Sheringham.
Well, Jamie's 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's too old. Redknapp is not even an option.
But this Pochettino thing. Just to talk about this.
Yeah.
How affected were you by his move to West London?
I mean, I didn't like it,
but you're quite forgiving.
Yeah. You sometimes when you're in a position
also, he
like
didn't
us,
succeed at Chelsea, so it's easy to forget it.
No, hang on a second. We're not in any position to say no. Sorry, not you. Because you managed Chelsea. Not in any position at all. Look at us. He
didn't do a great job with us. It didn't necessarily go that well for him at Paris Saint-Germain. I don't think he's putting up any trees in the States.
he did relatively well with PSG, but he talks about this on a podcast recently, and he's saying like doing Espanyol, Southampton at Tottenham is an easier job than managing Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar.
Messi.
Messi's cousin.
Just trying to get a sentence out.
Right. Yeah, of course, it's an easier job.
Yeah, so it's unfair to judge him on that.
What is the opinion on most Tottenham fans of getting back Poch? Because obviously you're around them, you know what they're saying.
Yeah, I think the tap in for Tottenham is eventually Pochettino, but we have to stay in the league. And so once he's done with the USA,
Jurgen Klinsmann.
Klinsmann would be great.
Adam McKee's taking the piss. You're just throwing out names.
I'm just thinking of
what level.
Klinsmann didn't.
You're throwing out
manage. No, it doesn't matter about that. It doesn't matter about that. No. That's man.
Where would you draw the line?
Scott Parker, I think you could prize him away. Prize him away from Burnley.
No, that way.
If you're
They're getting relegated.
I know you're in a relegation battle, but you're going to be in another relegation battle.
The thing is, what you do if you take their manager is you guarantee they go down.
We'll talk about Burnley in a minute.
Burnley down anyway.
We'll talk about Burnley in a minute.
Yeah. I'm talking about Ryan Mason because what options do we have here, Rory?
Flav. You can't.
Gary O'Neill?
You can't get Ryan Mason.
Strasbourg, he's just there.
Oh, has he?
You can't get Ryan Mason. Like, if you're gonna go, if you know when they've sacked him, if you see how they've sacked him, they must know what they're gonna do, mustn't they? Like, you don't sack. You don't sack Frank and then go right. What now?
You know what I think happened?
That's the scary thing, mate.
We're sleepwalking to relegation. Arsenal are next. We've got
11 days now
game.
without a FA Cup game.
Just pull the trigger and we'll worry about the rest later.
Got some time to figure it out.
I think the Arsenal game plays a big part. They're thinking we can't just let them win the league.
Yeah,
as well.
Mate, we can do whatever.
If we can just draw,
there's nothing we can do to stop Arsenal.
Harry Redknapp would get you a point against Arsenal.
Could do.
Harry Redknapp could.
Why? What does Harry Redknapp do in 2026 now with these tactics against this Arsenal team?
He'll have a word. He'll have a word.
Put his arm around Arteta, say, listen here, mate.
He'll have a word.